Hello everyone. So in this video session, we are going to discuss about the last chapter of your model 3, security at the transport layer. Okay. So here in this model, we are going to discuss about the how we are going to provide security at the transport layer. So for that we are mainly use SSL protocol. Okay. So in this model we mainly discussed about the SSL protocol. So SSL protocol is your secure socket layer protocol. Okay, socket layer means socket in the sense there actually that transport of information or transferring of information will occur. So for that they introduced one protocol called secure socket layer. So this one is developed by Nescafe in 1994. Okay, so this protocol has emerged as the principal meaning of securing communication between the internet clients such as browser and as well as the server. Okay, to provide the secure communication between the client and the server, so this protocol was introduced. So this one will be standardized by IEDF. IEDF is Internet Task Force, Internet Engineering Task Force. So in 1999 they made this standardized, and this one they called as transport layer security. They also called as TLS. This one is a standard name that called by the IETF. So next we discussed so how this secure socket layer will work. Okay, so this secure socket layer is a sandwich between TCP and the application layer. Okay, so here this one is the protocol stack. This one is the figure which shows the SSL protocol stack. What are all the things we have in that protocol, SSL protocol? So this one is a sandwich, means it is present between the TCP and as well as the application. So here see TCP and application. So it's a application protocol independent protocols such as HTTP, FTP, SMTP, IMP, so POP, okay, post office protocol. Okay, these are all the communication protocols. HTTP already know. So file transfer. Okay, this one is hypertext transfer protocol. For FTP file transfer, SMTP. Okay, short message transfer protocol. Okay, MAP. Okay, these are all the protocols. So they are all run in SSL. Okay, application protocols. So now in advance. So these protocols are secured. So this all for secure. We prefix yes to the existing protocols. For HTTP, it runs on port number 80, but now secured. We made it as HTTPS. That S indicates the secured, so that will be run on different port numbers. That port number is 443. Okay, FTP runs on 24, but FTPS runs on 990. So SSL is comprised of two main protocols. So this SSL runs on two main protocols, that are SSL handshake protocol and SSL record layer protocol. So this SSL is a sandwich between the TCP and as well as the application. Okay, and then it contains the two protocols mainly, SSL handshake protocol and SSL record layer protocol. So in the SSL, so these are all the main protocols we are running. So if it is a mix between S secured, so then they run on different protocols. So then next we discussed about the handshake protocol and record layer protocol. So handshake protocol and record layer protocol. So in that first we discussed about the handshake protocol. So handshake is nothing but before going to communicate between the client and the server, uh, which are all the things they are going to exchange for authentication, for authenticate with each other. So which are all the things they need to exchange. So which are all the things they need to exchange, so that we discussed in handshake protocol. So that the things we discussed in next concepts. Okay, the remaining portion of this video. The SSL handshake protocol is used to negotiate a set of algorithm to be used for securing communication. Link server authentication in SSL is mandatory while performed a part of an handshake. So here server authentication is mandatory. So handshake protocol is also responsible for deriving keys and for encryption and message authentication code computation. So here they are responsible for getting the keys, generating keys, and as well as for encrypting your information what you are sending. Okay, and then computing hash coding. Message authentication code is your hash coding. Okay, so handshake means before going to exchange the information. So for authentication and then for exchanging the information, so they provide security. The actual job of providing message authentication plus integrity checking and encryption is performed by the SSL record layer. So here the actual process of authentication. So actual authentication and integrity checking, and integrity means message, if any message error or loss, so anything will be happen, that checking will be made by your SSL record layer, and also it will perform a encryption. So it is just below the handshake protocol and protects these message exchange by the two communication practice that was made by secure record layer, SSL record layer. So that record layer protocols also detects the replayed, reorder and duplicate packets. Okay, so these are all things will perform by the record layer. So here in handshake protocol, mainly they are exchanging the information. They try to exchange the information. They create a session. Okay, so that maintenance will be by the connections between the client and server made by the handshake protocol. So now we discuss one by one. First one is SSL handshake protocol. So steps in handshake protocol. So the first step is client initiate the handshake with the server to either start an initial session, resume existing session, establish a new connection with the existing session. So first client initiate the communication between the server, wants to communicate with the server. First he initiate the session. So by starting a new session or resume the existing session, create new session and run within an existing session. The main step, the main steps in the SSL handshake for establishing a new session. For establishing new session, they need to follow the steps. Increment a common cipher so to be used in a new session. Receipt and validation server certificates. So first they need to validate the certificates. Okay, certificate is nothing but digital certificate that we discussed in first chapter. Okay, and the communication free master secret keys and computation derived secret keys. Okay, integrity verification of handshake messages and server authentication. So these are all the things they made when they established a new session. These steps are realized by the sequence of messages shown in the figure. So these are the steps, how these steps will be work, that will be shown below figure. Next we see the figure. Okay, so this one is the figure showing how handshake will be happened between the client and the server. Okay, so here in first step one, two messages are called. First client say hello to the server, means they need to communicate with the server, and then from that client send this authentication informations like it's a certificate to the server. So after server verified its certificate, then send to server reply, it send its response say hello, and then along with that server certificate, and then next by accepting the server certificate, client exchange is client key along this cipher specification. Cipher specification means it's encryption information that we discuss next, and then is set finished. Okay, and then by verify this one. So after that server changes its cipher security, and then it will say finished. Now handshake will be happening. Handshake will be held between the client and the server, and then after all this verification, then they start communicating between each other. So first next we see what are the things happening in each step. So in step one, two messages are communicated in this step, say hello and server hello, client hello and server hello. So the following decisions are taken here should be: first they will check that a new session will be established or the existing session is reused. For new session, session ID field in the client hello message is 0, else the field is field set to be ID of the session to be reused. For a new session, session ID is 0. Okay, otherwise it will use the existing session ID. The session ID field in the server allow message is the ID of the new session to be established or the ID of the existing session. So by using that new ID, what the client will send, by using that one, the server will say hello to the client, and if it is existing, by using that existing ID, it will say hello. So the algorithm used to computing the MAC message authentication code for message integrity include MD5 or SHA1. For this communication, you can use MD5 or MD5 is message digest hash function or SHA1. Secure hashing algorithm. The key exchange method used for communicating between the pre-master secret. In addition to this agreeing cipher suit, both sides use the exchange 232-bit nonsense random numbers in this step. Okay, so step two, in first step. So we are mainly discussed about the sessions. So sessions and as well as the algorithms which are all using. Okay, and then next they are exchanging the random numbers. And then next step 2, the server communicates its certificates to the client. So we already see in this figure, server along with that hello, it will send its certificate, right? So that information discussed. So in step 2, so server send its certificates to the client. So on receipt the certificate, the client checks the owner name and then URL and validity period. It also verifies the signature of CA, Security Registration. No certificate. Successful verification of this field does not guarantee and authenticity to sender. Authentication of the server only occurs at the end of 4 step. So the main server authentication we made in step 4, but it will send this identity certificate to the client. Client verified it, and then again it will send some another authentication information for verifying server. So that we see next. So in step 3, the client choose the pre-master secret of 48 bits of random number. Okay, the pre-master secret is that random number encrypted with the server public key and sent to the server in the client key exchange message. Thereafter, both client and server compute the master secret. This is HMC style. Okay. Uh, Function F, the pre-master secret two nonce exchange. Step 1, and some predefined constant. They are exchanging the information. The computation uses standard cryptography hash functions such as SH1 or MD5. So master secret contains pre-master function. This function contains pre-master secret, random number of A and B, and as well as some constant. Finally, 6 secrets are be derived using HMAC style functions master. So that are derived secret of I equal to function of master random number constant. So one I greater than less than one and sorry greater than one and less than 6, that I value will be. Okay, the 6 derived secrets. In these secrets they have initializing vector of encryption message from client to server, initializing vector of encrypted message from server to client, secret key for encrypting message for client to server, secret key for encrypting message for client to server to client, secret computing keys of hash on messages from client to server using MAC secret, secret for computing key hash on messages from server to client, server secret key. This one is server MAC secret and the client MAC secret, and then they exchange the initial vector encrypting message of the further 10 isolation vector IV will be attached between client server and server to client, and then secret key of encrypting messages. These are all the informations they are exchanged. Okay, in step 3 and step 4. In this step involves exchange two messages in each direction. So first of these are change cipher specification. The party that sends a message signals that from now to the cipher suit and the keys computed will be used. Second message in this step is finished message. Okay, last finished message. This message include the key of hash concatenating of all handshake messages sent to the preceding steps. Okay, predefined constants. Some of the constants. So after the server receives the change cipher specification and finished message from the client, it verifies computing the key hash. So next, on the other hand, client authentication is a part of SSL side handshake is optional. Okay, how that key exchange methods. So they generated a signature only certificates. So some of the for generating keys they use RSFS algorithms like deployment key exchange. Some of the RSA algorithm methods, and then temporal they generated keys for generating keys. They use that deployment key exchange as well as RSA algorithms. Okay, and then next server authentication. So that server will authenticate. So next server for authentication, which is authentication code. So for integrity check, so it uses a DES algorithm by generating DES keys. Okay, so this by generating keys, secret key cryptography they are using. They exchange the same key between the server and the client. Okay, so this one is for server authentication. So these are all the things happening in SSL handshake protocol. So next one is SSL record layer protocol. So in the SSL record layer protocol, mainly used to transmit the data. Okay, mainly used to transmit the data and then check the integrity. So and then encryption methods, authentication are all be checked in this SSL record layer protocol. So its main task are computing pre-message MAC and encryption. So if the data to be transmitted is very large, it performs fragmentation. So if the data will be more, it will perform fragmentation. And each fragment is 16 kb or less. When a connection is established, both sides initialize the sequence counter to 0. The counter incremented for each packet sent. The sequence number itself is not sent. So however, it is used in the computation of MAC. MAC is a method authentication code and the verification at the receiver end. So MAC is computed on the constant on concatenation with 64-bit sequence number and, and the compressed fragment. The next step after computing MAC is encryption. So if the combined size of the data fragment and MAC is not a multiple block size, so a pad is applied. The data fragment MAC and the pad are then encrypted, pre-pended with the header and passed to a TCP layer for further processing. SSL record layer protocol header, there is a 1 byte content type field which identifies the higher layer protocol used to process the fragment. 2 bytes are used to specify the version number. Finally, the length field indicates the fragment size in the bytes. So these are the things are present in SSL record layer protocol. So here they mainly concentrate on sending the message. So checking the message authenticity client after client and server authenticate with each other by using SSL handshake protocol. So this will start transfer the data. So the data they are sending in the form of packets. Okay, so they are sending in the data size is less than 16 kb or so less than some of is less size, then they can directly send. Otherwise they are making fragment. So the fragments contains 16 kb less than or equal to 16 kb fragments they created and then send. First they fix the counter. Okay, so the counters will keep on increasing. First they initialize to 0 and then it will increases to, it will keep on incrementing based on number of packets sent. Okay, so and then for this here they attached header, yeah, for the data fragments at the end. So the data are the lesson that contains the data will not contain the 60 kb length. So for that they need to attach padding, and then after that fragmentation they start encrypting the data. So encrypting and then send it to um, server side. Okay, so here they attach along with that data, encrypted data. So they attach 2 bytes of version number, which version they are using, and as well as finally length field indicates the fragment size in bytes. So that things that is displayed here. Okay, so this one will be the fragment. So function of SSL record layer protocol, how that will work. So fragment, so appended MAC message authentication code attached to that MAC fragments. Okay, and then encrypted this data. So this data will be attached to the SSL 8. Okay, layer header for that header they will attach. Okay, so in this way the your say record layer will transfer the information. So here in header it contains version number, it contains version number and then uh, length of the message. Okay, so this one will be the working of your SSL. Okay, next one is OpenSSL. So this OpenSSL is a software, open source software to implement SSL and TSL protocol. Okay, so it is comprised of a number of libraries that implements various cryptographic algorithms. So in this software, so mainly used to implement SSL and RTLS protocol. So it contains various cryptographic algorithms. It provides extensive support for communicating and validating digital certificates. So OpenSSL is based on SSLEA, SSLEA library developed by Eric A. Young and Tim J. Hudson. OpenSSL enhances the productivity and application developers for providing rich set of APIs. Okay, so the developers can rely on OpenSSL API to implement required security. Okay, so this one is a protocol mainly used to implement the SSL. Okay, so this completes your third module. So if you get any doubts, please message me. Thank you. Okay, we meet in the next video. In next video, we start the fourth module. Thank you.